It's administrative department.
That's just the call out the alerts, you know, when there's something on, they call back home. Once a year.
That's not annual.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much.
I got a call. Probably just 2 months later. That's the monthly service charge.
Sorry, you guys, they give us horrible options for views.
the angle physical would be somebody doing an accident, drug test, something like that. They do miscellaneous plumbing around the city. Well, it's not, yeah. No. Yeah, monthly revenue for.
Member Smith, are you good? Chairman, will make a recommendation to approve the bills minutes for June 23rd. All signify by saying aye. All opposed, none. All right. All right. Discussion of the treasurer's report. Madam Treasurer, are you prepared to report? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have to wait, because all the persons to up the comments to the rights?
We just need you to do the report on the treasurer's report. We don't have any, we didn't receive anything. What details?
Could you all please speak into your microphones? We cannot hear anything back here. Thank you.
Okay, so for clarification, my monthly report includes a summary, on a cash basis of the monthly reports for the, bank accounts. It's not, bills that are owed or that are expected to be paid or are outstanding or anything of that nature. It is what is shown, the activity that is shown in the bank accounts. So that's why it says monthly summary of bank accounts. This one, I did make a correction, it was as of May 31st of 2025. I did send it to you guys earlier this evening, it was kind of late, but, that was a correction that I made. So you just want me to summarize it, or?
Well, first of all, the question is, there's been a lack of, a report for some time. And I was wondering, as the chair, have you had an opportunity to work along with the controllers so you all could have your numbers coincide with one another?
No.
No.
And just, I know, I am aware that a report was given by the comptroller last meeting, just so you're aware. A large majority of those discrepancies are again because I believe his report is on an accrual basis. So it's based on checks or invoices or things of that nature. Mine, again, is solely on the bank statements and the activity that has happened.
So the tentative numbers that you're reporting and that he reported are from two different sources.
I don't know where he got his from.
Okay. Would you like to have me on that second?
No.
No, okay. All right. Sure.
So, that, his report being more thorough.
I can't hear you.
No, his report would, I'm sorry, let me finish, let you finish.
Sorry, y'all.
Here you go.
All right, so would you say his report, and I'm asking the question again so we can hear the question that I asked. Would you say his report is a more thorough or more accurate account of the financials with the city of Harvey, seeing that there's, in your words, you're just looking at the cash flow, but you don't have the other knowledge for us things that may be outstanding?
No, his report is a different picture. It's a different picture, it's not the same. So I'm not saying that it's not accurate and it's not thorough, it's just a different picture. His is a more broad picture of everything that's going on as far as transactions that may be pending and again, it's on the accrual list. There's a difference between what we actually have versus what may be owed or what may be still outstanding.
Okay. And again, I'm asking because the reason why these reports are in the committee is because we need to eventually make a recommendation to the entire city council. If you're saying it's broad, it would just seem to me that that would be the report that would better kind of spell out everything.
It's a different report. If you look at the given,
I'm sorry, Pedro. Use another word so I can better understand when you say it's different. If you don't mind, just to help me understand.
explain this. All right. So, in the accounting world, there's accrual and there's cash basis. So, on one hand, it gives a picture of everything that has been, let's say you charge me for the, plumbing, but I have not paid you for it. So we will put that on the books, that is something that we owe. But it's not money that has been spent out. It's money that's due out, but it's not money that has been actually spent. So that would be accrual. The cash basis is you sent me a bill and I actually paid you the money. So that money actually went out and then I put it on the books. So that's the actual money that actually went out. So that's the difference. The treasurer's report is supposed to be on a cash basis, based on the bank accounts. So it's this money that has actually went out and that has actually came in based on the bank accounts and that activity.
If I may ask, Treasurer Perry.
No, it's just the committee members.
So only the committee could ask the treasurer a question.
And, you know, it's coming up.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for the treasurer? Chair makes a recommendation to approve or disapprove the treasurer's report. Signify by saying aye, nay. Nay. Nays have it. This portion of the meeting will be open up for public comment. Please come up, state your name.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Crowley. I was born and raised here in Harvey, Illinois, right down near Eagles Hospital. I left here when I was 18 years old. I came back about 8 years ago after living abroad and wanting to come back and be a part of the change of this community that I still believe is going to happen. And we're here as a community to talk about the financial condition of Harvey, but we cannot fix the numbers without first facing the truth. The truth is this: our city is drowning not just in debt, but in corruption and spiritual decay and leadership failure. And the root of that failure starts at the top with Mayor Christopher Clark and those aligned with him, and including, though he's not here, Jedediah Brown and others who uses God's name to cover ungodly actions. Mayor Clark begins most of his meetings with prayer, but don't mistake performance for piety. The Bible says the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. And that's Proverbs 15:8. Having a form of godliness, but denying its power, have nothing to do with such people. The Lord instructs you to do that in 2 Timothy 3:5. This is an apostasy in plain sight. Because when a man bows his head in prayer and then turns around and retaliates against citizens, mismanages city's funds, and silences truth tellers, he is not leading with righteousness. He is using religion as a shield for wrongdoing. Harvey is close to $200 million in debt. City workers are losing their jobs. Christopher Clark has a poor track record as an attorney, as well as a mayor, and he's dragged the city into yet another lawsuit involving myself that I will be filing. So if you want financial responsibility, it is to demand the resignation of Clark. It is to demand the resignation of those who do not represent the citizens that they claim to represent. That is my public comment. There's more to come. And I just appreciate the community, those of you who did come out, so that you can start to hear the truth. And I'll definitely be out here more. Again, my name is Melissa Crowley, a lifelong resident of Harvey, Illinois.
I'm sorry, we didn't announce this, but everybody's gonna get 3 minutes. So I apologize, we didn't say that to start off with. But we do have time up over here. I can't use TV, but we do have time.
Okay, question before I start my comment. Is this just comments or these questions and answers?
Just comments.
Just comments, okay. Well, first of all, my name is Glennis Watson. I'm a resident of the First Ward. And I'm finding it a little bit troubling that there's not a clear understanding of cash versus accrual basis of accounting or even just bookkeeping. That's kind of troubling to me, because if the treasurer is supposed to give her, and again, I'm very limited as to the definition between the treasurer's responsibilities as far as reporting is concerned and the comptroller's, but from my understanding, she is only supposed to report on what has been received in, the revenues that were received, and then what has been expended. And however much detail she wants to provide, if it's by buckets, then, that's a little bit more more clear picture of our financial status. But the fact that you all just denied her report because you don't have a clear understanding of the accrual versus cash basis of bookkeeping and accounting, that's a little troubling to me. Second, the bills list is only of where's the report of what's no record anywhere of the donations. There's no record of the revenue received. We see where it's being paid out. You gave those big old checks for $1,000 to 7 different teams, plus the second place teams got $500. So that's at least 7,000. I don't remember how many teams got the 500, but that's a lot of money right there for a town that's so cash strapped. So those are the things that I would like to understand. And then second, well, that was 1A, revenues was 1A. 2, contractors. Why do we spend so much money on outside people? Is it because we don't have the people in-house to do what we need to do? Or is it just more financially sound to pay outsiders because then we don't pay employees and comp and benefits and all that other, added on. So maybe there is a financial rationale for having contractors as opposed to in-house people doing things. And then last, reimbursements. It doesn't seem like the reimbursements are done equitably, and I find that troubling as well, that some people are getting reimbursed and others are not. And I don't feel that that's a very professional way to handle things. If there are rules on the books, the rules are on the books. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, man. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so first comment and question. My comment is, this meeting seems a little strategic and not in a good way. It's concerning that you all unanimously voted on bills, yet those bills, it's a very secretive process. We only have a copy of the finance committee, agenda, like we had back in March. So I find it to be troubling. I know the municipality has a. I also find it very troubling that you dismiss the treasurer's report, and it seems like there's not a clear understanding of the difference between cash and approval. So if the treasurer's report is just reporting on the bank accounts, and then the comptroller is reporting as far as invoices and billing is concerned, they need to be on one accord. But I also think that is strategic as well, that the treasurer and the comptroller are not working together under someone's orders, and I don't know who, but I'm sure you all do. Another question is, on the bills list, paid $6,200 to Darden and Associates for lobbying. Number one, who authorized it? And 2, what has the city gained from this lobbying activity? As a person that has worked in finance for several years, I understand lobbying for corporations and industries to speak up, but not quite sure how lobbying works for municipalities. And again, what have you gained from this lobbying activity that we're paying $6,000 for? Secondly, in question to the comptroller, back in the March meeting, you mentioned that we had just paid an invoice to Spirit for the 2022 audit, but yet I don't see it on the agenda if there's an update if that audit has been complete. Again, residents, as a reminder, we are 3 or 4 years behind on financial reporting that needs to be submitted to the state of Illinois comptroller. So we just paid back in March for the 2022 audit. We also have to pay for 23 and 24, and there has been no update for the 22 audit. And again, I think it's important as a municipality to be up to date and in good standing with the comptroller's office, because we don't want things to happen like we receive funding and they take a portion of it because we're not found as a fiscally sound city, and that's not something that we want. Also, it seems like there was very little questions for all of the bills, and it bothers me because you all have been sitting in these seats for 4 years. And you all like to use the sound bites. We're so cash strapped, 140 million in debt, 165 million, everybody has different numbers. But there has never been a report about the advancement having paid down that debt, even if it's by a percentage.
Absolutely.
There's never any comment about that. But yet we're always talking about the cash. I do believe that there needs to be a reporting on that as well. Because if we are so cash strapped, then what are we doing to remedy those issues? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Diego Diaz. I am a new resident, new homeowner of the city of Harvey, a community that I chose to become part of.
this is my first meeting. I've already had some interactions with the city departments, but that's for another meeting. This meeting, this moment is for me to speak on the finances, I believe. And on the finances, I don't understand them, but as a veteran of the government, a veteran of not-for-profits that has reviewed the accounting, I think it's time we find some friends, ladies and gentlemen, that are willing to work with you. My husband, please. And let's sit down and go through those quarterly reports. Let's sit down and go through that quarterly report. Let's go line by line and talk to each other as city, community members in confidence. And we can sign non-disclosure agreements so that we're not yipping and yapping out there in the streets about it. Because we need to be one community and get through this.
Yes.
Please, ask for help. I think you have a lot of help here in the city. We just have to be open to receiving that assistance.
I do have a comment, so. Should I go ahead?
I agree, DMG, yes. Do it, Colby, yeah.
Finance committee, I just urge you tonight, what typically happens, and so the community, so you can have an understanding of Robert's rules of order. Typically, it goes, the resolution is read, then there's a call for a motion, and then there's a call for a second. And typically, that brings whatever the resolution that is then being addressed on the floor to the floor. So that from that point, the fourth piece will be, or the third piece, we will be discussing it. And so before we move tonight, Finance Committee, Chairperson Rogers, Member Randall, Member Smith, I urge you to take a moment and let's refer this back to the Finance Committee so we can do what our first floor resident just addressed. We can go line for line. We are hurting. We just saw that we lost 10% of our workforce. Right? And it's been reported 15 auxiliary officers, 13 service men and women. And I'm not asserting to the rest of the numbers, but we are already on a bending knee as it relates to services. And so tonight, when I looked over the bills list, for the past 3 months, we've paid BNF Construction Services $180,000. It's costing us $60,000 from the months of June 1 through 30, July 1 through 31, and in May. And tonight, that's up for a vote, along with $86,000 underneath the mayoral's expenses for marketing strategy. Yet, I've been in office since May 3rd, or, I'm sorry, April. It was in 2023. And I've yet to be reimbursed $1. And today, we've done 49 events across the second ward in the city of Harvey as a servant to leadership. So I just urge you, let's put the community first. These community meetings are centered around the ideation of residents being able to voice their concern. I sent you all both an email just requesting, Ms. Donahue has brought it up several times. Could we have a meeting before the actual council meeting at 7 p.m. so that we can take a deeper dive into what exactly is going on and how we're planning things out. We spent $24,000 on moonwalk, junkie houses, yet we made the residents purchase their food in a food desert. We have to think about what we're doing because we are living in bad times and the big bad bill will be affecting us. Even tonight, Councilman, I urge you to think about even referring the noise ordinance and $500 per occurrence. That's the finance committee. We need a tier system approach to economic development. Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully cool greetings for everybody because you know it's hot out there. thank you for coming out in this heat, because a lot of times people don't want to come out, but we have a lot of opinions. And I just want to first say that I really want to respect the people that come on out and the people that spoke. Y'all spoke very professionally.
Absolutely, yep.
Wasn't blaming nobody, just trying to fix some things. You know, I've been on for 7 years, and all I tried to do was help and care. But at the same time, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth, because I represent my residents. I represent the people that are not here, that passed, and still talking about how come the street ain't fixed, how come these lights, these vacant houses. These are people that have left this earth, and you think I'm going to forget them because their spirits are inside of me. So basically everything in a nutshell, whenever there's any type of controversy, any type, and you're paying money, you're telling me if you go into a store and they say this costs $100, you ask them any type of question, they ain't gonna ask you nothing to do whatever, or let you sell whatever, you still gonna buy it? No, you're not. You're still gonna pay it? No, you're not. If you're a good salesman, you convince them people how good it is for it, and you make them people comfortable. I think, first of all, I like to say, I love my job. A person that loves what they do a better job at it. Okay? I'm not under any type of scrutiny or any type of pressure where I have to make decisions where I don't agree, but I gotta go along with something. And not accusing nobody of anything. This is just basic life. Outside of counsel, this is just basic life. I speak from my heart, so it's gonna tell me what will come out of my mouth. I'm deeply concerned when questions are not answered, and I can't even get information to my residents. We just laid off workers from the street department when we need to be hiring. We just got hired police officers, and we're laying them on. What's the state of mind of how we're gonna get through this? This should have been a special meeting. I'm not gonna tell the mayor how to do his job. Just as an alderman, I just ask for respect that I can just explain it to my residents. Why put me on the spot? Then if I get to talking, I'm saying something wrong, or if I listen to what the people on the streets, they start getting their own opinion. That's when unnecessary rumors get started. You know, people need to understand that we work for the residents. Period. We got our votes here. I'm not gonna take your vote in and change my mind. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Or I'm gonna take your money and tell you how to spend your money. Thank you all.
Thank you all for your public comments. They were well warranted and well appreciated. We're at this portion of the meeting is going to have closing comments from the Finance Committee. Do any of the committee have anything to say?
I'll echo that. I think it's the most that we've had at a finance meeting, so I'm excited about that all within itself. One of the things that I absolutely believe and stand on as an alderman here is that every single resident, not just those in the fifth, deserves the right to know why you say yes and no. Okay? Because it seems as if this narrative is being pushed. That's just not true. I think we have a fantastic treasurer. And even when she's came to me in the past, I told her, I gave her advice that I thought was solid. Okay? Tonight, let's not take this personal. This is a business meeting. And the only reason why I can't tell you nobody else, because this ain't no scheme, we didn't go out to dinner and make all this up and say this is what we're gonna do. No, we didn't do that. When I'm asking those questions to her, number one, I did it for two reasons. To give more information to the public. I know the difference between cash and security. I know that. But that doesn't mean everybody in the room does. Now, why did I vote against the treasurer's report? Because Mr. Williams has a more, she said herself, more comprehensive report. Why wouldn't you want to put it to the record more information? We got everybody coming up here talking about the finances and where the money going, and his report was more detailed. And that's no disrespect to her. It's not. I appreciate everything that she did. But that's why it's a discrepancy. And it may not be her fault. She said she don't have access to all the accounts. She doesn't know what's outstanding. So, to me, that is the better way.
That's
And
not
nothing to do.
fair.
Just a moment, just a moment. Don't do that, please.
So, anyway, I'll close with that. I hope everybody stays for the next meeting. And if you have any questions, as always, my number is 708-990-8012. You can also go on the city website, you'll see my email. Or if you see me just walking out the door, come on and ask me a question. You have no need to assume anything. You can ask me.
I know I can be this one so I can be no more. And that is the businesses that have not been paying us our money in over a decade. Nobody gets up there and talk about that. Nobody gets up there and talk about, they don't know where's the money coming in. Those stop at O'Reilly, stop at WW Hope, stop along the old strip malls and accents, where's our money? Painting that narrative, I'm with you on that one, painting the narrative that we're stealing. It's disrespectful, I'm not a thief. At all. I'm not working a thief. And I am for the people. I am for the people. And my residents can tell you, some things I gotta go into my home, what I do, there's some things I don't even ask for you something for. But I would took my home, because I don't have to, but it's for God to judge and give me my reward, not the people. That's all I'm learning. These businesses have not paid us in over a decade. We have been trying to fight, drowning in legal expenses, trying to get these people to give us our money. And guess what, we done did that, and guess what, I guess they're trying to have more money. Because then they turned around and sued us, because we were rich from their place. Then you have some people in here, your own residents, that come in and they come, please save our business, please save our business. But at the same time, they're burning us over. Breaking us over the cold. You complain about houses, you complain about letting out streets. I said, Lord, if I could give it myself to pay the streets, what it would be still be like. Just letting cut the vacant lots to make the city look half empty. I could do it. This job, for me, I want everybody to know, this job is not making me or breaking me. This job doesn't do that. I'm not gonna stop if I don't have it. I came here because I grew up in Harvey too. I remember what it looked like. I remember when White Flight happened. I remember all of that. I remember when it was Ice Cream City. I remember when over there by the entrance was DC Square. I remember all those things. And now I understand sometimes why our people have moved. I got 35. I see why people are moving, because they tired of fighting with our own hands that did here. And see, this is another thing. This is why we can't work together either, because we have so many residents that live here, they come to be disrespectful and rude. We don't do that with them. No, so that's what I'm saying. We allow everybody else to speak their time, allow everyone else to speak theirs. I respect your concern and your opinion. I just want to say that. So again, if we could just all get together, get in front of the business and where's our money, or at least stop doing business with them. Have a great night.
Thank you very much, I'd like to, first of all, address, all the city council members. There was some things said here today, and I don't want anybody to take anything personal. I think that this entire council works diligently and works hard in regards to the citizens here in Great City of Harvey. The gentleman that spoke, the state of Franklin resident, you may not remember me, but we had an opportunity, I met you downstairs. There was a comment made about some aldermen may be forced into making a decision that they don't want to make. Well, I can only speak for Alderman Rogers, and Alderman Rogers will never be forced into doing something that's not right on behalf of the residents here in the Great City of Harvey. I lived on the same corner for 51 years, a long time before a lot of you young people when you were born, 1976. community was very white. Not to say it was better, but it was very white, and I've seen the transitional period that our city has went through. With a municipality of 5.5 square miles, and you used to have over 200 people working for the street department, and now you got a little bit more than 30. Okay, there was another statement made. You can't service a city to keep it clean with the astronomical dumping fees and keep it cut. Okay, so yeah, we got some issues, and we have some terrible issues ahead of us, and we're doing everything we can as a council. I mean, the entire council. Everybody wants what's best for this community. There was a statement made about $160,000 for BNF Construction that does the inspectional services. Okay, the reason we don't have, well, let me back up a little bit. I used to be an inspector here in the city of Harvey, and I passed the Illinois Municipal Code, but there's so many people that can't pass it. It's a very extreme, difficult test, and people just can't pass it. So we have to outsource our inspectional services department. And $60 a month, when you got 10 to 12 inspectors riding around the city, it's nothing. $60,000 a month is nothing when you got that many people that you have to employ. And believe me, they are at the tip of my finger, and I do call them. If something is out of line, if somebody has excessive trash and debris because they were too lazy to ask their alderman for a decent trash receptacle, and they decided to put that plastic bag out there for the dogs and the raccoons to tear open, then that's what my job is, to come in and educate them. You ain't gonna find one, just go over to the sixth ward and ask anybody about my accessibility. You'll never get a voicemail. Anybody in the sixth ward will tell you. I answer every call, and everybody ain't calling to say good morning, Alderman Roberts. Some people are pissed off, and they want, and they express that. But I'm here. I stood on your front porch and I asked you for your trust, and I asked you for your vote, and you gave it to me. And I showed you, and I'm still continually showing you what we're doing. I'm happy with this administration. A lot of people may not be, because I can see movement. You put your car in the shop and it sits there for 2 weeks, and the mechanic hasn't even raised the hood. There's no movement. I see movement with this administration. We're legislators. We get the same information, all of us, but we are not the executive branch of government. I can't tell the police department, the water department, the street sanitation department, the fire department, I can't give them any directives because that comes through the mayor's office. But I do work along with them, and I know the proper channels and network and how to do that and what to do in order to get the services done. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're suffering. We are suffering. And somebody made something about they didn't get any report. When we took office in 2019, we were $164 million in the hole. It's what we inherited. And if you look at Channel 2 News a few days ago, it said that we were $149 million. Do the math. It's been taken down. This administration is working diligently, okay? All we're asking is that we work together collectively as a community. Thank you all so much, and thank you all for coming. I hope everybody stays for the regular meeting. Okay? Mr. Lewis, you have something?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a comment, brief.
Hey, Diana.
I've served 2 administrations here at Harvey over the last 12 years. And the pleasure of the mayor for the benefit of the citizens. When I walked on the city here,
Come to the mic.
closer to you now. I came into this city in 2014. I had 8 artists when I walked in the door. We got all 8 of those artists turned. We're 3 artists behind now. Why are we 3 artists behind now? Because over half the firms in the state of Illinois that perform artists stop doing it. There's no money in it. I tell you, as a CPA for 50 years, there's no money in it. So people stop doing it. At the same time, I want the residents to know that bills that come into the controller's office always have documentation. You don't just pay bills now. I can't tell the mayor or departments what they should or not spend money on. the reason the bills just go so quickly every month is because it's the same bills, same thing. We pay the city of Chicago for water, we pay the lawyer, we buy some office supplies, we pay a telephone bill. I really don't care. It's on the bills list and the audits will be done. Unfortunately, I can't control the pace at which the auditors work. But I can assure you, it's not enough money in Harvey or anywhere else to make me a dishonest broker.
So what's the receipt?
Exactly. Yes, sure.
And this is please, allow him to comment. Please.
And I'm not gonna get this public about what the difference between the treasurer and the board is, and our report is, but it has nothing to do with approval versus cash basis. I'll just say that. And I'm also not gonna get up here as someone who's been a CPA for over 50 years, never had a complaint violation, claim against a malpractice or anything else. That, you know, I'm just not gonna get into a real long definition of what it is. But I just said that her report does not properly reflect the cash position for the city of Harvey. It's a big difference between me telling you we got $4 million in this month versus $2 million. Okay? So, but again, I'm not gonna get into a public display of going back and forth with the treasurer or any other alderman, partly because it's not necessary, partly it's disrespect on my part.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. All right, at 6:53, we're gonna adjourn the meeting. You already have public comment.
Yeah, you can. Please, go
You
ahead.
asked her, you had asked the comptroller, so.
No, he asked.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is not debatable. The controller asked me. Treasurer, if you'd like to make a comment, closing comment, you're more than welcome.
All I'm gonna say is I would have appreciated him explaining, what the difference was from his perspective. Just for everybody's clarification, not to upstand me or anything like that, just to give clarity on why there is a difference. That's my concern, and that is my concern, and has been my concern. I will keep trying to report what I have and the information that I have, and that's all I can do. That's all.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it, no opposed. Thank you all, once again, for coming.
What a joke, yeah. Okay, so that was the Finance Committee meeting, and we're going to take a few minutes and we will start the City Council meeting. There's Detective Magana, who manhandled Colby Chapman, the Alderwoman, right there. But yeah, it's a great turnout. That was one of the better turnouts for a Finance Committee meeting, especially. So, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Glad to see you here. This is probably the best attended Finance Committee meeting I've ever seen. This is excellent turnout. So I'm very, very pleased. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom out to show you guys more. Maybe that's all it'll let me zoom out. But there's Mr. and Mrs. Roberts are in the back. So very, very good turnout. Very pleased. They were rude as usual, but, you know, people were applauding and making some comments. And we weren't, no one was escorted out, so that's good.
Tell everybody every time I see you, I'm telling them that you kidnapped me. You illegally kidnapped me from my home. You did. Every time I see you, I'm
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
You did that.
That's the gentleman who kidnapped Melissa from in front of her home. I'll show you his face one more time. That's Detective Magana.
You kidnapped me under the cover of law. Yeah, right there.
That would have been ugly.
Okay, guys, yeah, so I'm going to end and I'm going to restart for the city council meeting session.